Pleasure to introduce everybody to Edward J. Rodriguez. He is the CEO of BPN Capital Group, which is a Miami, Florida-based multi-service DeFi powered by blockchain technology. Mr. Rodriguez is a serial entrepreneur with 13 years of professional experience. He founded multiple companies, including Blast Books, a social media marketplace for college students to buy and sell college textbooks for free, and B Pro Commercial Finance, a commercial financing firm. Edward, welcome to Moneyshow platform. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for having me. So as he just mentioned, you learn a little bit about me. I used to do quantitative risk analysis, and through that experience, I learned a lot of these structures that billionaires and funds that have billions under management use today to be able to multiply their money. And it's been long overdue for me to actually bring those type of structures into the hands of accredited investors and small family offices and funds that don't have billions of dollars in their management. The first thing I want to start with is I want to make a distinction between blockchain and crypto. So I like to give the analogy of Yahoo and the internet back in the early 90s. You see, even though Yahoo was one of the best case uses for the internet back then, Yahoo was not the internet. It was just a platform that operated within the internet. It's exactly the same thing between cryptos and blockchain. Cryptos, including Bitcoin, are a platform that operates on top of blockchain. That's about it. So blockchain can be used for many use cases, and one of our firm's objectives is exactly to do that, to be able to bring more case uses to blockchain. The second structure is a CBD structure. It's a company that is valued today at about $35 million. And this one is an equity piece. So in the other structure that I just described is debt, and you do get equity with conditions, meaning you have to have the token at the time of payoff to be able to get the non-voting shares. On this one, you get equity right off the bat. So this one is a 33% tokenization of a company that's currently valued at $33 million based on a quant analysis we did and their income performance for the past 3 years. The money is going to be used to purchase real estate and to finance POs that they already have at hand, and they don't have the funds to be able to complete them. You will get same scenario as the other one. Based on the amount of tokens you purchase, you are going to get a 9.5% dividends payment guaranteed for the first 5 years. So you have a dividend payment guaranteed for the first 5 years, as if you would be kind of like a debt payment, similar to the other structure. And we are reserving a portion of those. We are doing a reserve for a portion of those dividends guaranteed. So after the first 5 years, then the company will go through a quant analysis again, and you will receive a 33% of the dividend distribution from the structure. So pretty much this gives you access not only to a 9.5% dividend, but also to a token that today is a company that has been growing at a very nice, stable pace that you could hold tokens on. All of our tokens will be done on blockchain, and all of our structures are security tokens. And I emphasize the word security because there is a differentiation there's a big difference between crypto tokens and security tokens. So I'll give you an example very briefly. The BPN token is a crypto token. You see, it's a utility token. And we created the BPN token so people can buy the token to buy into our services, to use it as a utility. In the other end, the security token is a security because most of our structures will be done through Regulation D and will be registered with the SEC and with FINRA. We will literally apply for an exception from filing through either structure in Regulation D or Regulation C, and in some of them, Regulation A. So on the CBD one, just to give you a breakdown of exactly how the structure works, it's a 33% equity piece that, based on the amount of tokens you have, will have a 9.5% dividend payment. And pretty much after the 5 years, that 9.5% may go up or may go down. Based on the trajectory of the firm, all the points are pointing that it will go up because the firm already has enough amount of assets and enough amount of POs, and all they need is the capital injection to be able to grow and move to the next level. And you will be able to do the same thing as the other token, the biofuel token. 12 months after the structure, you will be able to trade your security token through the securitized exchange. We are also looking to list the token on the Merge exchange and on the T0 exchange. So you're going to be able to trade and not have a liquidity problem like in a lot of other asset classes where you buy into a structure and you're locked. You have to wait for the maturity to be able to get access to your capital. Here, 12 months later, you can actually sell your tokens and even buy them back. Okay, there's no restriction after the first 12 months of how much you can buy or how much we can sell. One of the biggest things blockchain solves is transparency. All of our structures are being done on blockchain. And you will be able, everything is put on a public ledger. So if token holder X is selling his tokens X price, it's a public ledger. It's not a private transaction. You will be able to look at it on the public ledger. And at the same time, you have the advantage of the fractional ownership. You see, you don't have to come in with $1 million. You don't have to come in with $100,000. You can come into any of these structures with as little as $25,000. There are some structures that you're going to be able to come in even with $5,000, because again, what we want to bring in and give access to the accredited investors and the small family offices and funds that don't have billions of dollars in their management is not only do we want you to diversify, but at the same time, give you the opportunity to come in to structures with rewards that were reserved for the private boys club back in the day. And it took time for us to get to where we're at. I would love for all of you to go to our website, www.bpncapitalgroup.io. See who we are, right? See who we are, see our backgrounds. I call our group the Avengers of Business. It took me about a year to put the group together. I literally spoke to over 300 people to actually select the chosen few that today are part of these structures. And again, see who we are, see what we have done in the past. And we have top executives from some of the companies that we all know and we all respect. Aside from this, on our structures, you have the advantage of, do you want to sell 100% of your position after 12 months, or you want to sell 5%? You see, before, that was one of the biggest problems we had in the capital markets and in the securities market. Sometimes you needed to sell your whole position to be able to sell. There are penalties involved with selling your positions. Also, if you have not wait the seasoning period, or if you have not allowed the position to mature. We are also doing commercial mortgage-backed securities on blockchain, similar to how the banks underwrite CMBS loans. And we have a structures pretty much. Today we have 2.7 billion dollars worth of structures that we have already have signed contracts with large firms that we have access to and that we have worked with in the past, that we have signed and executed contracts with, and we're going to be putting out those structures. Give you a seat at the boys club to allow you to pretty much, even though you don't have the capital that they have, you will have the same rewards, you see? And I think it's long overdue that this needed to happen. I have been honored to share stage with many of the large families when it comes to speak in public, Vanderbilt family, the Rockefeller family. And majority of times, great, they go in, they will say, hey, my grandfather created such and such and such thing 100 years ago. And thanks to that, our family has been enjoying generational wealth. And we all know that already, right? So I always said, gosh, I wish they would say, how did they get there? How have they been able to keep their generational wealth for all these years? And the reality is, this structures we're sharing is part of that. Have they ever come out and publicly say it? No. Would they ever do? God knows. But I can tell you, that is one of BPN's mission. We want to give you that opportunity and allow you to participate within our structures. And I will say, keep an eye out for all the other structures we're going to have in the future. We have under review $14 billion worth of transactions that we are doing quant analysis on. Every single structure we touch will have a quant analysis. Aside from that, we are also hiring an outside firm to do their own. So you, the investor, will have access to that secondary firm that's totally attached from us. So you could see their risk analysis and how they are looking at the same risk analysis we accomplish.